Yesterday at this time, we were able to talk live to someone in Ukraine for an interesting firsthand account of what it's like there. Well, this morning we have his son, Dmytro Bilkun. He is a Ukrainian IT specialist. Dmytro, thank you for being with us this morning. I know as soon as we got off our interview with your dad, Alexander, yesterday, literally 5 minutes after that, you guys had to run for shelter. Talk about the situation there today.
Well, we had to run to the shelter once today, only once, because we're getting sometimes we're getting notifications about airstrike warnings, and so we just go to the shelter. But the good thing is that nothing really happened still.
Oh, that's good news. Let's talk about what you're doing to make a difference. I know your dad has been a great spokesperson as of yesterday. During this time of war, we all know that propaganda is used, right? And so as American citizens, we are very familiar with our First Amendment rights. So a little bit different, obviously, for Russia. Give us kind of an insight on Russian citizens and what they're going through right now and what you're doing to help out the citizens of Ukraine.
Okay, absolutely. So the situation is pretty horrible because a lot of Russian people still don't believe that something is happening in Ukraine. We've seen a lot of videos where Ukrainian people are calling their Russian relatives or friends and describing the horrors that Russian army is doing here, but people just don't understand it, and they say that it couldn't be true. It's not true. You're lying. It's you who is the problem, because you're creating some risks for our security. So yeah. I even know people who have relatives in Crimea, who even parents of my colleagues, they don't believe their children who stay here in Ukraine that something is happening. So this is pretty terrifying, and of course this means that we have to acknowledge that this is not a this is a hybrid war, and propaganda is a very powerful weapon, and Russia has been using propaganda for a while now to brainwash people, calling all Ukrainian people Nazis, and the Ukrainian government calling them Nazis and everything. So right now every Ukrainian is fighting. Nobody is standing back, and everybody is using their skills to fight.
And with that said, Dmytro, talk about your skills, which is pretty incredible of what you can do as an IT specialist, and what you're specifically doing to get the word out.
Yeah, I work at a software company, and personally I am a marketing manager. My position is called product marketing manager. And what we're doing at our company, and we see that a lot of companies like ours here in Ukraine are doing the same thing. We're doing anti-propaganda, basically. So we're working on various front lines currently. The first primary front line that we're working on is creating content and promoting it on social media for Ukrainian citizens. The main objective is to keep the morale of Ukrainian citizens high. So we create memes, we create pictures, articles, everything that can be, that can help a Ukrainian feel that there's no way we can lose, because we're so powerful, and the unity that we're seeing is absolutely tremendous.
How concerned are you, though, Dmytro, about a cyber attack and the Ukrainians getting knocked offline?
Yeah, it is definitely a risk, but still, we're seeing that Russian forces, they aim at TV towers. Yesterday they hit a big TV tower in Ukraine, because I don't know, probably they're thinking that everybody's watching TV here, while most people use internet for everything, and it's so I don't know what they're thinking about. Yeah.
People are even stealing funds from different organizations you were talking to me about earlier.
Excuse me? lost
There are
you
some
there.
people that are stealing funds, so people are donating money to different organizations, which you've had to combat as well.
Yeah. That's also a thing, because the other front line that we're working on is informing people from Western countries how they can contribute, how they can help Ukraine, how they can send money to Ukrainian military that really needs it right now. There are open bank account numbers and everything, and SWIFT numbers that people can send money to. And we're also seeing that there are some people who try to use it for their fraudulent schemes, and this is also one of the problems that we're having. So our objective there is to inform the public of the official destinations where people can send their money and help, or it can be not only military, it can also be humanitarian aid and anything.
Sure. Let me get your perspective, Dmytro, on what do you think Putin has to gain from these actions? Obviously, already consequences in sanctions, but what is his goal?
It's hard to say. I think his goal is to acquire Ukraine and turn it into a part of Russia. That's probably what we're seeing, which is absolutely insane. It cannot be done in any way. And as we go through this horrible war, we see that there's been, he made a terrible mistake. He thought he would be fighting the Ukrainian military. He thought they weren't prepared, weren't powerful enough. But in reality, he's fighting all the 43 million Ukrainians, because we had a research recently, it was today or yesterday, that there are 80% of Ukrainians who are ready to defend their country with guns in their hands, and we're seeing it. So I don't know how he can win here. That's because as I was saying, the unity of Ukrainians and the power and the courage that everybody is showing is absolutely tremendous. I never even imagined we are so strong.
Extremely, extremely powerful. We appreciate here, you know, as I told your dad yesterday, we're all praying for you guys. Everybody is using what they can, such as yourself, an IT specialist, trying to boost that morale and create motivational content and get people to understand, even in Russia, what their families in Ukraine are going through. So we appreciate your work. Again, we'll stay in contact with you as the situation in Ukraine is actively evolving. Dmytro, thank you for your time.
Of course. Thank you. Thanks.
It's amazing to be able to talk to those individuals who are actually there.
Yeah, with boots on the ground and understanding, you know, what they're going through on a daily basis.
Great insight, for sure.
Very much so. And so everybody, as I said, kind of doing their part. You don't think about all, you know, the little things of trying to create banners or ads that's saying, hey, this is what's going on. You're being fed the wrong information.
Yeah, that propaganda, you know, that's for sure. No doubt about it. People in Russia, they think everything, they're blaming Ukraine, as he was saying.
Unbelievable.
All right, good information.